Hey guys, it's me once again at the Ron Williams Fitness Channel. Natural Mr. World, Natural Mr. Universe, Natural Mr. Olympia, also inducted into the Natural Bodybuilders Hall of Fame and crowned Natural Bodybuilder of the Decade. Today I'm going to talk to you about calf training. And one thing about calf training is some people, they have genetically great calves and some people just don't. Does that mean you can't get your calf to respond? No, it doesn't mean that at all. But it does mean that you may be limited to how much that calf will grow. But I don't want you to be discouraged because of this. If your calves are small, they may not ever get extremely large, but you can get them to grow so that it balances out your body. And that's a real key. You want to balance your body as much as you possibly can. Some people are born with larger calves than others, and genetically they're just gifted with calves. You have a short calf, you have a long calf, you have a medium calf, you have calves that have tremendous muscle fiber, lots of muscle fiber, and some that, you really don't have that much muscle fiber there. But you can grow what you have. Okay, I want to show you something with the calves. If you look at my calves, you have two muscle groups that work the same way. One is the gastrocsoleus and one is the gastrocnemius. And as you see, I have a short bone from here to here, very short bone, but I have a medium muscle group with medium fiber. Some people have a tremendous amount of fiber, so the calves will genetically get larger. And then other people have a short or a high calf. They can never make that calf long, but the important thing is that they get a full stretch on the calf, pulling it down and building it as low as you possibly can. Now, the important thing I want you to remember is you have the gastrocsoleus and the gastrocnemius. And it's not about turning your feet in or out to work the muscle group. The difference is in working more of the gastrocsoleus and working more of the gastrocnemius. The difference is whether you're standing or sitting. It's not whether you turn your feet in or out. That doesn't matter. But when you're sitting, it works the calf a little bit different than when the legs are straight. So you want to do both types of calf raises, seated as well as the legs completely extended, standing calf raises, or seated calf raises with the legs fully extended. I'm going to show you what that looks like here in just a second. But I don't want you to be discouraged. If you have a small calf, you can get it to grow. But genetically, you may be limited to how much they grow. There's some guys that have calves and they've never did a calf workout in their life, and they attribute it to a lot of different things. Oh, I used to walk on my toes all the time, or I used to ski and that made my calves really, really big, or I used to jump all the time. No, you can look at the calf and tell if it's a genetic calf or not. It just has a tremendous amount of muscle fiber there. I was blessed to have a medium calf with medium muscle fiber, which actually accented my physique, and I just capitalized on that. I could have had a high calf with very surface muscle fiber, and that would have destroyed my career in bodybuilding, because bodybuilding is all about balance. But because I'm not competing, it's not quite as important. Some of you have no intentions of competing, so having a huge calf is not that important. We can take what we have, cause it to grow, fill it out, keep working the calves, and they'll get better. But hey, if you have small, thin calves with not very much muscle fiber, you're never gonna have huge calves. And let's just face that, and let's move on. Okay, let's go over and do calves. Okay, as I go up, if my feet go out, I actually relax. But if my feet go in, it contracts. It contracts the calf. Out, relax, force it in towards the big toe, contract. So when you add weight, Let me show you what it looks like. I'm gonna grab one of the guys. Could I get you to do me a favor real quick?
Yes, sir.
Let me have you sit across my back for a second. I'm gonna do a calf. There you go. Okay. You notice as I go down, there's a full stretch. And as I go up higher, peak contraction. There we go. Thanks, partner.
Nice.
Appreciate it. Okay, now what I want you to see here is as I'm doing my calf raises, my legs are extended. So as I squeeze, you'll notice that my feet are slowly turning in towards each other with the full extension. What we normally do, or what the average person does, if you'll watch my feet, we go out to the baby toe and we extend. But what we're doing, we're actually causing that calf to relax. But when you turn it in, turn the ankles in towards each other, and you put all the pressure on that big toe, you get a peak contraction, and that calf contracts to the place that it wants to cramp. The worst thing you can do, you say I have small calves and I want them to grow, so I'm gonna pack the weight on. I'm gonna put a whole lot of weight on here. My calves, you are going to grow. So I put the weight on there, and what happens is I just move the weight, and I feel the pressure on my feet, I feel the pressure on my calf, but I'm just barely moving the weight and I'm not getting a full range of motion. And that's a problem. I want to get a full range of motion, and I want to build the calf as low as I possibly can, and then I want to contract it as high as I possibly can. So the extra weight is going to limit me from really getting a peak contraction and really getting a stretch. If I get a really good stretch, I'm not going to be able to move the weight. And if I try to get a peak contraction, the weight is simply too heavy to allow me to get that contraction. So the objective here is not to put as much weight as you can to move it, but put as much weight as you can to get a full contraction and a full extension. That's what you want to do. You want to stretch that muscle as far as you can without injuring it, and then you want to contract that muscle as far as you can. So you want to lighten the weight. Yeah, there you go. And now I'm going to control the weight, straighten the legs, squeeze all the way back, let it stretch, and squeeze all the way back, let it stretch, squeeze, all the way back, let it stretch. One more time, squeeze. And as you notice, when I come back, you start to see the diamond shape in the calf because I'm getting a full contraction and a full stretch. That's what we want, okay? Now, I want to stress this. Don't put too much weight on there. It's not going to cause growth. The calf is an extremely, extremely tough muscle group, and it's not going to respond to that. Your body, your calves are used to getting a partial range of motion. Every time you get up and walk, your calves are going through a partial range of motion. But when you walk, you never get a full stretch and you never get a full contraction. That's going to make the difference in whether your calves grow from where they are to where you want them to be. And again, I want to reiterate this. If your calves are small, you can get them bigger, but they'll never be huge. If your calves are huge, you're blessed. You're blessed. You want to shape them, and you want to shape those calves, and you want to do that by increasing the repetitions and really forcing the definition in those calves. Until next time, I want you to subscribe, get everybody involved. God bless you.